we're going to start with our first sphere. This row we are going to do in hatching. That says hatching. I guess I should zoom, right? Okay, so hatching is where we have lines all moving in the same direction together. Now we have two sets of lines on our sphere. Okay, we have cross contours. So we're going to choose one contour to shade with. So we're either going to move our pencil in these lines, circles this way, or in these lines this way. We want to go with the main contours, so we want to use circles. Okay, this is also going to make your hand move in relationship to my train of thought. Yeah, the sphere. My train of thought fell out of my brain right then. So we're going to use our guidelines. Now I just kind of scribbled in just the core shadow of that sphere. So we know where that is. We're not going to section out the sections. We're just going to use those guidelines to help us. I'm going to start with my darkest pencil, my 6B, and I'm going to do that core shadow first. Okay, I'm going to kind of ghost my line on my template up here. So my pencil needs to follow that shadow curve all the way around.
You want me to do my darkest pencil?
Yep, do your darkest pencil. Now we're going to try really hard not to accidentally start cross hatching, because that's something that I tend to do. So I'm moving my pencil in a circle as well. When I get to the bottom edge, it's going to be dark too. And then as I move in my motion of those circles, I'm going to lighten my pressure. I'm going to lighten my pencils too. Eventually I'm going to move to my 4B or 2B pencil. So I can have those contours of the sphere. My outline got all sorts of messy, so I'm going to clean that up. Notice how I look at what I'm doing a lot? Occlusion shadow, reflected highlight, core shadow, midtones, lights, highlight. And we're going to hatch the cast shadow as well. Horizontal lines for your cast shadow. And then we are going to vertical hatch the wall behind it. This helps define the light edge. You shouldn't have a dark outline around your sphere. You should be able to tell where the sphere ends from where it goes from light to dark, where the wall is. The value change of the edge. Yeah.
I think hatching is still kind of turning out blended.
That's good. That's a good sign.
It is?
Mm-hmm. If you can blend well, you can do the rest of them. The blending technique's more important. The practice of hatching gets us good in directional align for the movement, but no, that's actually a good thing if it's looking really smooth.
See, it's not coming out in lines.
Well, are you moving your pencil lines?
I was doing the wrong circle the entire time.
That's okay. So just do your bottom row hatching and your middle row cross hatching. It's fine.
So what did you start using after you did the 6B?
I really just used my 6B and my 2B for the whole thing.
Oh.
For cross hatching, we're going to do the same process of hatching, but we are going to add the cross contours. So we're going to add lines that go the other way. Cross hatching. We're still going to use the same guidelines where that core shadow is. I'm going to start with my 6B pencil. My sphere is not really quite a sphere yet, but I'll get there. Remember that hatching shadow is going to go all the way around. And then our cross hatches, they follow like the beach ball lines. So they're going to curve along the edge. So they're going to curve one direction on this side. You're going to straighten out, and then they're going to start curving the other direction. See what I mean? Sharpen your pencils. Sharpen the pencil you're using. It's probably too dull. Especially for hatching and cross hatching, we want our lines to be nice and distinct. So we want to be constantly thinking about the outside edge, the outside surface of whatever we're drawing. Like, what would it feel like to hold it? What shape would it be in our hand? Where would it be indented? Where would it be, pushing out? And then we want to follow the outside edges, those outside lines. So even the motion of our pencil helps imply the shape and form of whatever we're drawing. So to cross hatch the the wall, we're going to go vertical and horizontal. We're going to do our shadow too. I'm going to put a little bit of an angle on my vertical lines in the shadow, like the table angle of the table going back.
Oh,
Hmm?
I didn't know you guys started on the next one. I'm still on hatching.
You gonna have homework? I say you gonna have homework. I want you more focusing on the motion of your hand and your wrist today. More than like the placement of the shading. How is your hand moving along the forms? Are you with me, Cal? Are you done? Do they look good?
I mean,
You hesitated.
it doesn't look like that, but.
Fix it.
Huh?
Fix it.
Okay.
Don't give up. Make it perfect. Art's not being good at first. It's about working at it until it's good. What do you guys like better, hatching or cross hatching?
Blending. Hatching.
Or blended?
Blended.
Blended? Why do we like blended?
Easier.
Why is it easier?
It's easier. It's plain easier.
Cross
No
hatching is the
explanation,
hardest.
it's just easier.
All right, let's move on to our cylinder. You can move back to the spheres, but I want to get at least the first two done today.
I'm being the lead.
So for our cylinder, it is an ellipse up here. Why is it an ellipse, even though we know that that's going to be an actual circle? Like in reality, the top of a cylinder is a circle. But why is that an ellipse?
Just looking at an angle.
Yeah, because we're looking at it at an angle, Cal says. So everyone's looking at the top of my coffee in my camera. See, it's an ellipse. Okay, it gets more circular the more direct it is. Okay, so for hatching, our hatching is going to go all the way along the curve. It's going to have a subtle curve to it, okay? And our core shadow is on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hatch back and forth along that curve. I like to lay in a few kind of curved guidelines, a few horizontal lines like I did.
What pencil are you using?
I'm using my HB. I'm almost always using my 6B, not my HB.
Okay.
Because I'm on the core shadow. And even just moving my pencil in those lines, that already looks way more cylindrical than if I just scribbled it in. Now, as I move out, I'm going to continue that shape, those lines, lighten my pressure and my spacing. So I continue to build on the core shadow, but fade as I get towards the reflected highlight and the highlight. And I might have a few hatches that are coming around the side. Man, I'm having a lot of deja vu today, which never happens to me anymore. So it's weird.
Very sus.
Huh?
Very sus.
Then we want to really push our dark. Sharpen your pencil, push that dark.
Are you still using your 60?
I am, yeah. Personally, I do not prefer H pencils. I almost always use B pencils and just really light pressure because I don't like it when my paper scars unbeknownst to me, and that would happen a lot with those H pencils.
This makes it very easier for me to do lighter textures with like multiple pencils. Like I start off with like a 12B for my darks, and I skip down to 8, and I skip down to 6, and I go to like 2, and then I go to.
I basically use my like 6B and my 2B. And I'm going to hatch the top, okay? Just in horizontal lines. And same with my cast shadow. And same with the wall above it. I don't have a lot of room, but you get the idea. And even just the direction of my lines here tells me that those are two separate things. You know, the value might be similar right there, but because the directional line is different, then I know that those are going two different directions. Okay, same process, except now we're going to add the vertical cross contours of the cylinder. So I like to set up some guidelines because I tend to lose my, I'm going to do the hatching along my core shadow first.
How did you run so quickly?
Huh?
How did you run so quickly and fall behind every single class?
That's okay, that's okay. We're just going to do these 4 today, and then we'll do the next 4 tomorrow. So if you don't finish, then it's homework.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Wait, what are we doing right now that's, if we don't finish its homework?
This last one.
Okay.
I want to be on track with you guys for drawing. I want you guys to do this during class so we can struggle through it together. And if you have questions, I'm here. Oh my goodness. That's our 5-minute warning. Curve, 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 curve. If you are making straight horizontal lines on your cylinder, you are wrong.
See, I don't really hatching a cross section at all. It looks like a 2-year-old to me. Even if you're fresh.
But if a 2-year-old was hatching in directional lines, that would be impressive. Oh, I'm trying to go fast, get them done. Nobody should be beating me. Oh, you guys too fast.
Very right about
I'm like, if you're beating me, yours probably doesn't look that great. Make it better. Get your midtones in there. Okay, we have 3 minutes left. Use those 3 minutes to get these as shaded and as professional looking as possible. And fix your cubes. Fix these from yesterday if they are screwed up. Okay, if your pencils, if you lay your pencils down and they're running into each other, fix them. Parallel. So we're gonna be good to go for that tomorrow. I love a good push dark, so if you can get your core shadow darker like I can, I'm going to push it a little bit darker.